Zel Boy Army. I've got a great video today. It's your boy Zelonius, my spicy friend Ainsley Harriet, here today with the top 10 value players currently on FIFA 20. I've done a lot of research, I've used every single one of these players at some point, whether it be in draft or quite a few of them have been used in my actual team. Every single one of these players is incredible value that I think can improve any team, bar obviously the very expensive teams, but these players will be able to fit into a lot of teams. Every single one of them that I've picked as well, I don't think it's too hard to link into teams. They can link to other better players. I've not included SBC players because a lot of these SBCs might be ones you can't get anymore. Whilst this video is out, the Wayne Rooney flashback SBC is out. He's incredible value, so I'd highly recommend getting him if you're watching this video as on the day or two after it's been released. SBCs are always worth looking out for because sometimes you will get some of those that are great value. Boys, I really appreciate the support on the channel recently. For 8,500 subscribers, I'd like to get to 10,000 in the next couple of months. So if you're watching these videos, you want more content like this, looking at players, gameplay tutorials, tactics, formations, this is the channel to be. Appreciate the support, thank you for everyone who's watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, you can see the 11 players here. Picked a bonus, that's the keeper. Normally you're not going to include keepers in a top value because they're all pretty cheap, but what I would say to start off looking at this team is keepers on this game, probably more than any other FIFA that I've played that I can remember. Having a high rated keeper, you really do notice the difference. I see people with teams worth over 1 million coins using 82 Areola. Just stop. Go buy someone like Stegen or Black. If you've got a really expensive team, you need a bit of chemistry, sometimes a keeper like Van der Sar can make a difference. Stegen is like 30 to 40 grand. That is crazy. Honestly, that is crazy how cheap that is. The difference having Stegen compared to Areola or making your team is massive, so make sure you invest in a very good keeper. If you disagree with any of these players, please let me know why. I don't really think any of these players could be seen as overpriced. I think all of them are very cheap for what they are, and I'll explain why for each player. If there are any players you feel like I've missed out, or just players that you think are good value, please let me know. There's some icons that I think, because they give the icon chemistry, a decent value for how good the cards are, but I've done a video on best value icons and I've tried to keep this list of players who are under 400k. And most are a lot cheaper. So Stegen's about 30 to 40k, but he's unreal. Renato Sanchez, 4-star, 4-star. That alone is very nice at left back. He's got good work rates, but if you look at his card, it's fantastic. His defending says 82. Probably the most important defending stat is for a fullback is defensive awareness. And stand tackle's quite nice, and he's got both of that in abundance. He's not rapid for a fullback, but you could put an anchor on him. To be honest, I'd probably go for a shadow, to be fair, because his physicals are already very high. He's got really good shooting for a fullback. His passing is very solid. He's very good on the ball. 98 aggression is massive, because for me aggression is probably the most important defensive stat on this FIFA. This card doesn't really lack in anything. You could even use him as a, I think he's like 40 to 50 grand this card. You could bring him on as an impact centre midfielder. You could buy the Footmas Mendy and swap them round in game. This Sanchez card's really good. He's just a generally good FIFA player because he's all round very good. High, 4-star, 4-star. He's only got 1 stat under 70, which is curve. Really good card. And it's left-footed, which is pretty cool. Luis Felipe. This might be the best value elite player in the game right now. I think that's to another player in the list, but we'll get to him. But Luis Felipe, good work rates. His weak foot's fine at centre back. He's really quick, like 86 pace. He's very quick at centre back. His passing's fine. 80 dribbling's one of the highest I've seen on any centre back, so he's very good on the ball. His defending stats are pretty high. And the 99 aggression, which I really value at centre backs, just massive. The only thing I could really say that would massively improve is just a bit more agility, balance, a bit higher passing, but I don't really ever notice an issue with it. Probably the biggest weakness is his stamina, only if you have to press much and it goes to extra time. But centre back, it really isn't that big an issue. He's Brazilian, which is very good for linking to players. Serie A's pretty solid as well, there's lots of good options. And he's like 100 to 150k. The card's ridiculously good value. Kera, good work rates. 5-star weak foot, which is really nice. That short pass, weak foot, and ability on the ball makes him one of the best ball playing centre backs in the game. He's not insanely fast, but that is still pretty quick for a centre back. His defending stats are pretty well rounded. I'd like a bit more defensive awareness, but he's still very solid. German, which is decent for linking to players, but also PSG link, so he can link to your Neymar or Mbappe, which is really nice. Got really high aggression. His strength is a slight letdown, but I don't think it's a huge deal for that team. For that player, I don't think with how high his aggression is, it lets him down massively. But 50k, it's an absolute bargain. Firenze. This is more if you want a well-rounded fullback. He might not be the best at defending. His defending stats are a little bit low and his aggression's good, but it's not elite, and then his strength's pretty low. But you can see how good he is on the ball. He can shoot, he's rapid, his passing's very good. I've used him quite a lot in draft and he seems very good on the ball. Very good card, one of the best right backs in La Liga. He's better than any right back other than the 87 Semedo, I think, and that Semedo's like 400 or 500k, so he's a very good option. And being Italian, he can link to quite a lot of good icons. This is one of the cheapest cards on the list because I've used a lot of special versions of cards. By the way, a very cheap option I didn't mention left back would be Ferland Mendy's Gold. The card's still very usable and pros still use it. So starting with Dembele, we just look at the face card. 87 dribbling's very good. 93 pace means he's rapid, and then 5-star, 5-star on skill moves and weak foot. This card's 5,000 coins. He's rapid, his dribbling's fantastic, his passing's okay, shooting's okay, especially when you consider it's 5-star weak foot. With a chem style, like a dead eye chem style, and really changes that card. Gives him 94 finishing, 93 shot power. This card is stupid how good value is. He's French. Barcelona, La Liga, so easy to link him to players. I think his physicals stop him being close to elite, but 5k, one of the best value players you'll see ever on FIFA. Decore, being French again, very helpful. French and Prem, very good for links. 6 foot's pretty nice. His 3-star, 3-star's a slight letdown, and he's not that quick. But then when you look at every other stat, ridiculous stamina, solid strength and aggression, really, really good defending stats for a midfielder, pretty good on the ball, solid shooting, very good passing. For 70k, which he roughly is for a French Premier League midfielder, he's an absolute beast. He plays really well in game, so definitely recommended. Tielemans, one of the best value midfielders in the game right now, a very cheap version of like a Hullet. He doesn't have the same physicality and height, obviously, but he has the shooting, very good passing, he's brilliant on the ball. A 5-star weak foot's just huge on itself. For a CDM or centre mid, his work rates are nice. He's got the 4-star skill moves still. He's a little bit slow, but it's not slow to the point that it's not usable. His physicality is decent with that aggression and strength for a midfielder. His shooting's really good, like he's very consistent in front of goal, I found. And then his passing's unreal, like it's just crazy. It's probably better than the 92 on the card, it's just the free kick takes it down slightly. He feels very good on the ball. He feels better to me than his 77 agility suggests, but because he's 5'9", I don't know, he just feels really good. And he can still defend. He's a very well-rounded midfielder who can do a bit of everything, to be honest, and he's like 220k. He's obviously got a strong link to someone like De Bruyne. He can link to Vardy's player of the month if you've got him. Pereira's a very good fullback in the Premier. You can link to. You can also link to Hazard. His chem's not the best being Belgian, but Prem's very useful. And for 220-30k, it's an incredible value card. Kone, 4-star, 4-star, rapid, insane on the ball, and 99 agility is huge. His physical stats, he feels quite weak in game, I found, but those aren't that bad for how cheap this card is in terms of the physical stats. He's less than 200k now. He's French. He can link to lots of different players in the French leagues. and there's some very good ones in there. His passing's elite. If you stick a dead eye on him, he gives him 98 finishing, 98 shot power. That fixes a lot of the issues. At 200k, this card's just a monster. Its main issues are physicality, which you can't change too much about. It's shooting, but when you put a dead eye on, yawning a lot today. It fixes a lot of the shooting and turns him into one of the best value cards on the game. So Lautaro Martinez is future star. If it had 5-star weak foot, would be near an event level card. When I say event level, I mean pros would use it at events. If you look at his future star stats, a lot of his stats are very close to a mid/prime at 9, just not with the weak foot. His 87 though is a lot better value in terms of it's a lot cheaper. It's only 30,000 coins. Those physical stats for a striker are genuinely insane. Like, you're just not going to find them on hardly any strikers in the game, never mind a 30k 4-star decent pace striker. He's very solid on the ball with that high agility, like really high agility, good ball control, very solid dribbling. The balance isn't the best, but the agility makes up for it. His passing, again, not the best, but for a 30k card it's good enough. Very high finishing shot power. I don't really get why this card's only 30k. For me, this card should be a few 100k. Serie A's got some decent links. He's being Argentinian, he can link to Messi. I wouldn't recommend Dybala because the weak foot, but still a strong link there. Really well-rounded card, Martinez. And there's always the upgrade to the future star, which is a huge upgrade if you enjoy the card. And last but not least, in my opinion, the single best value card in the game right now. I actually use him. I had the load as well, but I do own the actual version of him. He's like 380k now, which if you compare his stats to Eusebio, baby Eusebio, he's as quick. He might even be quicker. His finishing's about the same. He's got a bit less shot power, quite a lot less long shots. The passing's not too dissimilar. He's slightly worse on the ball. His defending's obviously way better. He's better physically than Eusebio. There's not a huge gap between this card and Baby Eusebio. Baby Eusebio is like 4 million coins. Might even be more on PlayStation. Atal's more than 10 times cheaper than Eusebio. I'm not saying he is as good as Eusebio, but having used them both, you don't notice a huge difference. This card is just crazy how good it is for how cheap it is. Algerian and Nice, the only player really that can strong link to that is Cyprian's SBC. So he's not got the best chemistry. It's probably a big reason why it's cheap. You can also link to any French league players, so you've got Neymar, Mbappe, Zicone, players like that. Even if you have to play him on 8 chem, it's just a disgustingly good card. I don't know how he's so cheap. Highly recommend him. He would be a game changer for most teams. He's one of my favourite players in the game that I've used this year, and he's under 400k. I'd really recommend getting this card if you can fit him into your team. He can play anywhere from defence to attack, just has everything. I used his 81 earlier in the year. This card's a huge upgrade. Boys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any ones you think I've missed out, please let me know. If you try these cards out and they do good for you, please let me know. Always looking forward to feedback. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.